Good morning, and welcome to the City of Fostoria Government Aggregation Program public hearing, where we're going to discuss today the plan of operation and governance for the Electric Government Aggregation Program. My name's Kevin Louderyoung.
And I'm Alexander Brandstetter.
I'm a principal with Community Energy Advisors, and Alex is our energy analyst. Community Energy Advisors is pleased to have the opportunity to assist the City of Fostoria. We're an Ohio-based energy consulting and brokerage firm, and we specialize in energy and natural gas procurement, and the procurement through suppliers supports government aggregation programs. We also have a product line where we assist customers and communities with sustainability and using less energy to help with the lower unit prices that we get through the contracting process to lower utility bills for our customers and our communities. We're also the trusted advisor and administrator for the Fostoria Area Chamber of Commerce Energy Program. Community Energy Advisors actually administers an energy program for over 200 Ohio chambers of commerce. And we've been pleased to work with the Fostoria Chamber of Commerce now since about 2018. And there's currently 15 small businesses that are members of the Fostoria Chamber of Commerce that are participating through supply contracts that were procured through the Chamber of Commerce's energy program. And finally, we've been administrators of community government aggregation programs for over 10 years now. So let's talk a little bit about the process for government aggregation, because there are certain things that are required by the state of Ohio and the Public Utilities Commission of Ohio to establish a government aggregation program. The first requirement is a ballot initiative. And Fostoria actually completed and the voters approved a ballot initiative for electric government aggregation in the November 5th election of 2019. Second is a city ordinance, and City Council passed an ordinance for electric government aggregation this past October 15th. The next part of that process is what we are here today for, and that's presenting the plan of operation and governance at least 2 public hearings. Subsequent to the public hearings, City Council then officially adopts the plan of operation and governance, and we anticipate that happening in January of 2025. After that plan of operation and governance is adopted by City Council, the city will apply for certification as a government aggregation community to the Public Utilities Commission of Ohio. And Community Energy Advisors actually works with the city to prepare all of the paperwork as well as the plan of operation and governance to submit to the Public Utilities Commission. After receiving approval and being certified as a government aggregation community, the city then has the ability to secure a supplier to administer the program. Community Energy Advisors will work with the City of Fostoria to issue a request for a request for proposal from multiple certified suppliers and suppliers that are certified to provide supply for government aggregation programs. We would issue that. We anticipate after the city receives its approval, we would anticipate the request for proposal process happening late March, early April, and to receive the bids, analyze the bids, and present those bids from the suppliers to the city for the city's approval and selection of a retail supplier. We would expect that to take about 2 to 4 weeks. And part of that request for proposal process is for those suppliers to agree to the um, elements of the plan and operation and governance that we're talking about today. So part of the request for proposal is to include the plan of operation and governance and to get those suppliers to agree to all of the protections and the protections for consumers and the requirements that we set forth in that plan of operation and governance, that they will adhere to that so that the program is effectively controlled by the city of Fostoria. Um, After the supplier is selected, the supplier then works with registering the program with the EDU, the electric distribution utility company, and um, issues a opt-out notice to all of the eligible customers in the community that they get from the utility company. And each resident and small business that is eligible would then have 21 days after receiving that opt-out notice to opt out of the program. Um, those who do not specifically opt out of the program will be enrolled in the program, and on the next one or two billing cycles would see the rate of the City of Fostoria's government aggregation program on their utility bill and would effectively be enrolled. Um, let's go to the plan of operation and governance and some of the key highlights there, and it'll reinforce this opt-out period, and we'll discuss what some of the requirements that the selected supplier would be held to. So plan of operation and governance is simply, it defines and describes the major components of and the guidelines for the government aggregation program. As mentioned earlier, it's filed with the certification application from the city of Fostoria, and it's attached and effectively is not just public record in city of Fostoria, but is posted on the Public Utilities Commission of Ohio website, which guides and controls the city's program. So some of the highlights of the plan of operation and governance are it describes the process that we go through to select a supplier, and that is and the supplier is selected through a competitive bid process. As mentioned earlier, opt-out notices would be sent out by the supplier, and we would assist both the CEA, Community Energy Advisors, would assist both the supplier and city council at ensuring that the letter is clear to understand by the residents in the community, and that it effectively gives them a 21-day period to opt out of the program before being enrolled. There's also a requirement by the Public Utilities Commission that participants have the ability to opt out at least once every 3 years. So should the city continue to renew the program, they would have the opportunity to select a new supplier at any point in time at the end of the supply contract. But whomever the active supplier is that is the supplier for the City of Fostoria's program, we, Community Energy Advisors, works with that supplier and the city to ensure that the residents have a new opt-out notice at least once every 3 years with the opportunity to opt out. But there are some other protections that are in our plan of operation and governance that we would require suppliers to adhere to. And the primary component is the ability to terminate participation in the program at any time. So if a resident is ever unhappy with the program or would like to go and shop on their own and select another supplier outside of the city's program, they are able to call or send a letter to the utility company to end their participation in the program. It's the ultimate way to protect customers who might feel like should they ever feel like they no longer want to participate in the program. And the plan of operation specifies that should a resident ever decide to get out of the program earlier than the contract, they would be charged no early termination fee. So there's a free exit from the program. And should they decide they want to get back into the program, they could apply to get back in the program simply by reaching out to and calling the supplier. Those are the highlights. It's a pretty straightforward process. Ohio has had government aggregation for almost 20 years, and it's the procedures for developing the program and the protections for the customers are very well documented, and there are a number of suppliers in the state that would receive the request for proposal that are very experienced at administering these programs and remaining within the rules as established by the Public Utilities Commission of Ohio. At the end of the PowerPoint is the contact information for Andrew and myself, and you may feel free to email us or call us at any time should you have questions about the program. So that's the overview of the plan of operation and governance. We'd be happy to entertain any questions at this time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Deb Tyson. I'm a resident of Fostoria, and I want to know how this is different than NOPEC, and also if our numbers are working numbers, right?
The numbers are working numbers, I can assure you. So how it's different than NOPEC, I don't have any specific examples. The reason is that NOPEC is subject to the same regulations of the Public Utilities Commission. They're a certified government aggregation program that's designed to protect residents and small commercial businesses as well. Um, the main protection for residents in this program that the plan of operation and governance that's being presented to the residents today is that you have 21 days to opt out of the program. You'll be presented what the rate is and have an opportunity to compare that rate to other alternatives. And if at any time, if you do not opt out, and 1 month, 6 months, 12 months down the road, if you're dissatisfied with the program, if you're dissatisfied with the rate and you believe that you can achieve savings through another rate that's available to you, you have the ability to terminate your contract and leave the program at any time with no penalty.
So who's going to explain when we get this letter? Because we've had this example of water bills are not explained to us. Okay, so a utility. So are we going to have somebody that call on the phone and they
Yes.
can break it down?
Yes, so the supplier that is selected will have either a local or an 800 number that's available with frequently asked questions and the ability to answer common questions about the bill that you may have.
Thank you.
All right, seeing no further questions, thank you very much for joining us for the public hearing this morning. We look forward to working with the city on this program. Thank you.
Thank you.